Good morning, grade 4 students. How are you? I hope you are all fine. Welcome to a new English lecture. This is lecture number 3. In this lecture, we're going to talk about dragons. Okay, so are you ready? Let's see. Okay, so as you can see, this is English lecture number 3. It's full of dragons. Okay, so what is our essential question? Our essential question is, where do good ideas come from? Where do good ideas come from? You know that people come up with creative ideas every day, sometimes by accidents, brainstorming, or observation. So in our lesson, we're going to read about a boy who got an idea by one of these steps or one of these skills or techniques. By accident, it means like just it happened in front of him and he got the idea. By brainstorming, it means when you share ideas with a group of people, you start discussing the problem that you're having, and then you will listen to the ideas of your friends or of the group. Or through observation, when you observe something, you pay attention to details. Those who pay attention to details, they can find solutions to problems. Okay, so let's move on. Let's watch a video together.
Clever ideas. Where do good ideas come from? Clever ideas can come from things we see around us every day. In California, a man named Sam Rodia built the Watts Towers out of trash that he found around his neighborhood. He transformed the trash into art. The natural world is also a source of many great ideas. Observing birds in flight inspired a clever invention, the hang glider. Pay attention to the world around you. Maybe you'll get a great idea too.
Let's listen to Unit 1 song and sing along. Pretend it's raining and you're dancing under the rain. Create your own dance moves. Let's listen to the song together.
Down, I'm gonna dance all day. I don't care if the rain comes down, I'm gonna dance all day. Hey, hey, carry me away, I'm gonna dance all day. Hey, hey, carry me away, I'm gonna dance all day. I don't care if the rain comes down, I'm gonna dance all day. I don't care if the rain comes down, I'm gonna dance all day. Hey, hey, carry me away, I'm gonna dance all day. Hey, hey, carry me away, I'm gonna dance all day.
Okay, so now let's read these vocabulary words, and if you know the meaning of any of these words, I want you to write their meanings on a piece of paper, and then when I explain the words, you can compare your answer to my explanation. So the first word is the word flattened. Flattened. Flat, flattened. Second word is the word frantically. 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 Number 3 is the word muttered. Muttered. The double T looks like D. D. Muttered. Okay, it's not D. Muttered. Muttered. Okay, I hope you get the pronunciation correctly. Next I have gracious. 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 The following word, number 5, is the word stale. Stale. Number 6 is the word official. Official. And number 7 is brainstorm. Brainstorm. Number 8 is the word original. Original. Okay, now let's learn the meanings. The first word is the word flattened. For example, Jess enjoyed rolling out the flattened dog. Now look at the dog's picture. He's trying to find something under the sand. So the word here to describe his action we are using is the word frantically. For example, the dog was frantically digging up sand. So when you look for something frantically, it means you look for something with fear, okay, and a wild way. Just imagine your mom, or you got lost, and then your mom had to search or look for you. So do you think that your mom or your parent would be calm? Of course not. They will look for you frantically, in a wild and in a fearful way. Moving on. Now I have the word muttered. Muttered. Dan muttered to himself as he read my paper. So when people mutter, it means they say words in a low voice, unclear way, in a low voice. The second word is the word gracious. Gracious. To be gracious means to be kind and merciful. For example, Justin's mom is gracious and kind when his friend comes over. It means his mom, Justin's mom, is kind and she's merciful when his friend comes to visit him. His friends come to visit him. Next, I have the word stale. Now, stale means very old and not fresh. And the other word here is the word official. Official. When you make something official, it means you sign a contract, like you agree on what is said, and then it usually has a signature, and it's usually written on a paper, and then you sign on that paper. This is official. Let's see the pictures closely and read the sentences. So the word here, we have the word stale. For example, grandfather and Mia threw the hard, stale bread out for the birds to eat. Stale, as we said, means old. Now look at the picture at the bottom. We have papers and someone is signing these papers. So this is the word official. Signing the contract will make the sale official. Moving on. Now these are the last two words. I have the word brainstorm. Brainstorm. To brainstorm is to get ideas, okay, with a group of people. Like when you brainstorm ideas, it means like you will have more than one brain suggesting ideas, giving ideas, okay? It's like the more the merrier. So more brains means more ideas. And the other word is the word original. So original, it means like one of a kind, it means unique. So let's see how we use it in a sentence. So the word brainstorm, for example, the boys began to brainstorm ideas for their project. So they are sitting together and they are exchanging ideas. And the one with the little girl holding the painting, we have the word original. For example, Maria's artwork was unique and original. It means it was one of its kind. So now after we finished, we are going to move on to solve exercises about these vocabulary words. Okay, pay attention and try to give me an answer while I'm asking these questions. Question number 1, which word means not fresh? What is the meaning of not fresh? Not fresh means hard, means old. So is it A, stale? Is it B, brainstorm? Or C, gracious? So which one means not fresh? And the answer is stale. Excellent. Question number 2, which word means act wildly with worry? Act wildly with worry. Is it A, official? Is it B, frantically? Or C, muttered? Is it A, official? Or B, frantically? Or C, muttered? So the answer is frantically. Acts wildly with worry. Question number 3. Which word means made more smooth? Is it A, flattened? Or B, stale? Or C, gracious? So which one means made more smooth? It means flattened. Number 4, which word means showing kindness? Kindness. Is it A, brainstorm? Or B, muttered? Or C, gracious? So to show kindness is gracious. Which word means problem solving as a group? So when you gather as a group to solve a problem. Is it A, original? Or B, brainstorm? Or C, official? And the answer is brainstorm. Which word means new or different? Different means one of a kind, or new means unique. Is it A, original? Or B, gracious? Or C, muttered? And the answer is original. Which word means spoke quietly or unclearly? Quietly or unclearly. Is it A, official? Or B, brainstorm? Or C, muttered? Is it A, official? Or B, brainstorm? Or C, muttered? The answer is muttering. Number 2, which word means proper? Proper. Is it A, original? B, official? Or C, stale? Now this one is a little bit tricky. Proper. Is it original? Original means like unique, different, new, so it's not, doesn't mean proper. Stale means old, hard, so it doesn't mean proper. It's proper, so this one leads us to the word official. Okay, so now that we have finished with the vocabulary and the vocabulary practice, it's time to read our lesson. Our lesson is actually found in your English books, the big book, okay? And the title of our lesson is The Dragon Problem. Look at the dragon. I told you in the beginning of the video that we're going to talk about dragons. Now, in this story, I want you to make predictions. What do we mean by make predictions? It means like from the story, look now at the cover, okay, and tell me from the cover and the title, what do you think the dragon problem is about? What do you think this story is about? What kind of a problem does a dragon have, for example? What is the problem that the dragon is causing, probably? Okay, think about it. Use your prior knowledge, use the title, use the picture, and try to find a prediction about what will be the story about. And also we're going to talk about sequence of events. We will talk about characters, the setting, which is the time and place, and we will talk about the beginning, middle, and end of a story. Ready? Let's start. Now, as you can see, the genre of this story is fairy tale. Fairy tale. What do we mean by fairy tale? It means it has a main character who must complete a difficult task. Now this is very important, okay? In fairy tales, we usually have one main character who's the hero of the story, and he has a very difficult task that he needs to complete and to finish. What else do we have in fairy tales? It usually contains imaginary creatures. Imaginary creatures, just like dragons, unicorns, maybe. What else do we have? Trolls. Okay. And what else? What other features do we have for a fairy tale? It has happy endings. It usually ends with happy endings. Now we need to focus on the word synonyms. This is something related to vocabulary, a vocab strategy called synonyms. A synonym is a word that means almost the same as the unfamiliar word. This question or this skill is called synonym. Synonym means meaning of words. If you're asking about what's the meaning of, let's say, opposite of a word, now I want you to find out and tell me. It has another word. So meanings, we say synonyms. What do we say for opposites? Okay, now I want you to find the answer for that question. Now let's start with our lesson. Are you ready? I'm going to read to you and I hope you enjoy the story. Once upon a time, long before computers, baseball or pizza, there lived a young man named Leon. During the day, Leon helped his father build furniture. Now what is furniture? Furniture are whatever you have, for example, at home, sofa, closet, bed, okay, these are tables, chairs, these are called furniture. At night, he made unique original toys for the children in the village. Now I want to point out something. Do you see? They wrote the word unique and original next to each other. So here these are synonyms. Now this is something for you to help you later on to find the meaning of some words. So if you have the synonym in the sentence, it means you have no problem. You can find the meaning of that word. He made birds with flapping wings. He carved dragons with rippling, moving scales, sharp claws, and red eyes. Every child in the village had one of Leon's dragons. Now this is really important that they have mentioned in the beginning that Leon has a thing for carving in the wood. This is very important and they gave you details. He used to do rippling, moving scale. What does rippling mean? Okay, so this is one of the questions that I want you to answer. You can find the answer of the word rippling by using the synonym strategy that I told you about earlier. Sharp claws and red eyes. So it's like they are giving us hints that Leon is actually an expert in carving wood and that his carvings look like original, like real figures. Leon knew a lot about dragons because one lived nearby on a mountain. A few times a year, the dragon would swoop down on the village. He ate water buffalo, pigs, and any people unlucky enough to be around. The emperor had done nothing to get rid of the dragon, even though his summer palace was near Leon's village. As you can see in this page, they told us what is the dragon's problem, or why is the dragon a problem to the villagers in their village. Now, I want you to think about it. Compare your prediction. Do you remember when I told you that using the cover and the title, I want you to predict what do you think that dragon's problem is going to be? Now, I want you now to answer and be honest. Was your prediction correct? Did you get the right prediction? If you did, good job. If not, good luck next time. Now, what is the second question? What is the synonym of the word rippling? Synonym of the word rippling. You can find it in the same sentence. Number 3, who is the main character in the story? Do you remember when we said that fairy tales, they have one main character that's supposed to complete a task, a difficult task? Now, who do you think is the main character so far? Let's move on. What happens next in the story? Let's find out. One day in May, the emperor and his family arrived to take up residence at his summer palace. Take up residence, it means they are going to settle down, or they are going to live in that place for the summer, during the summer. As the procession passed through the village, the gracious Princess Peng smiled kindly at Liang. He fell instantly in love. So as the procession passed through the village, the procession means the parade of the king. Okay, the parade, the people, the followers, everyone around the king. And while they were passing, the gracious means the merciful, the kind Princess Peng smiled at Liang. Let's see what will happen next. At dinner that night, Liang told his father that he wanted to marry Princess Peng. His father almost choked on the stale, hard rice ball he was eating. "You're joking," his father said when he finally could speak. "I'm serious," insisted Liang. His father began laughing so hard that the old chair he was sitting on broke. He lay on top of the flattened chair, still laughing. Now, how do you think Liang will feel now that his father was laughing about his decision? And why is the father laughing at Liang? Why? You have to ask yourselves these questions. Let's continue. "I'll show him," Liang muttered angrily as he stomped out of the room. The next morning, the emperor's messenger made an official announcement. "His most noble emperor proclaims that whoever gets rid of the dragon will marry his daughter, Princess Peng." The next morning, the emperor's messenger made an official announcement. "His most noble emperor proclaims that whoever gets rid of the dragon will marry his daughter, Princess Peng." When he heard the announcement, Liang raced to the palace to be the first to sign up. Then he looked for his friend Li to help him brainstorm ideas for getting rid of the dragon. Unfortunately, Li was away. Liang sat on a bench frowning. Nearby, children were playing with the toy dragons he had made them. We have lots of things happening in this page, yes? We have the announcement from the king that whoever gets rid of the dragon will get the chance to marry his daughter. We have Liang running to the palace to sign up. And then Liang trying to find his friend Li. Why? Because he wants to brainstorm ideas. This is what we said about the word brainstorm. We said that brainstorm, it means to exchange ideas. When you have someone to brainstorm ideas with, be assured that you will get a brilliant ideas, or you will solve the biggest problem. So brainstorming ideas is really important. Now what happened? There were some kids playing nearby, but they were playing with what? Again, they were playing with the toys. So here also I have accident and observation. All these things together will lead us to come up with really brilliant ideas. Okay, let's move on. Now, what do you predict Liang will do to get rid of the dragon? Why does Liang want to find Li? So I'm asking here, what do you predict Liang will do to get rid of the dragon? Try to make a prediction. How do you think he's going to solve this problem, the problem of the dragon? Okay, so think about it. You know a lot about carving wood, carving figures or creatures using wood. Okay, you know a lot about dragons. So you have all this information. You're observing the kids playing with the toys that you had made earlier. You are brainstorming ideas. Okay, so what do you think? Wow, what do you think he's going to do? How is he going to get rid of that dragon? I want you to make a prediction, and then in the next page I want to see if you got your prediction right or wrong. Liang, what's wrong? The children asked. I have to get rid of the dragon on the mountain, he told them. I have an idea, said little Ling Ling. Why don't you carve a giant dragon and leave it by the cave? It will alarm the real dragon and scare him into flying away. Liang stared at her. Perfect, he shouted, and rushed home. He worked frantically for days, making a huge, scary dragon's head. The night he finished, he loaded it onto a cart and went up the mountain. When he got near the cave, Liang put the wooden head on top of a big rock. From the front, it looked like the rest of the dragon's body was behind the rock. So, was your prediction correct? Did you predict that Liang is going to carve a dragon's head? Tell me later on during our Zoom session and be honest. Moving on. So, let's see. Do you think Liang's trick will work? Now, this is something to think about. Now, is your prediction better than Liang's idea? Maybe you have a better prediction. And the last question is, what is the synonym of the word alarm? What is the synonym of the word alarm? Let's continue reading. Liang hid in the bushes and gave a loud roar. What's that noise? Growled the dragon, rushing out of his cave. Then he saw the massive dragon head glaring at him. Go away, or I'll eat you up, he commanded. The huge dragon continued to glare at him. Why do you think the dragon, the huge one, the one that was carved by Liang, why is he staring at the real dragon? Because it is what? It is wood. That's not real. He must be very strong. He's not afraid of me, thought the dragon, who, like all bullies, was a coward. He decided that now was a good time to take a long trip. Actually, I'm leaving now. Please make yourself at home in my cave, the dragon called out as he flew away. A year later, Liang and Princess Peng were married. They opened a toy shop together and lived happily ever after. So as you can see, it's a fairy tale. We have one character who had a really difficult task, and he did it, he finished it. And then at the end we have a happy ending. Now, as we said that we're going to talk about sequence, character, setting, beginning, middle, and end. Now, I have done some of this chart, like the character is Liang. Setting, it's a village in old China. The beginning is that Liang sees a Princess Peng and falls in love. The next day, the emperor announces that anyone who gets rid of the dragon will marry the princess. So what happens in the middle and the end In the middle, you can write about the way, what led Leon to get his idea, okay, or his trick. And at the end, you can just say what happened at the end. Is it a happy ending or a sad ending? Now we will move on to a new lesson. Now remember, I want you to read the lesson about the dragon like 2 or 3 times minimum, so you can answer the questions of the worksheet that is uploaded also on the application. Our phonics lesson is about short vowels. All the short vowels together: short A, short E, short I, short O, short U. Now you know that short A sound, as in apple, Now you can hear the short A sound in the word flat. Fl, This is the short A sound. Flat. Second word is the word cash. Cash. You can hear the short A sound in the middle of the word cash. After that, I have the word band. Band. Now I have the last one is the word snack. Snack. Now in all these words, the short A sound is in the middle of these words. Now let's move on to short E sound. Short E sound, is the sound you hear when you say, for example, egg. It's in the beginning of egg. Egg, egg. Or elephant, elephant. Now you can hear, now you can listen to the short E sound in the middle of the word. For example, bell. L. B. This is the beginning. Is in the middle. And L is at the end. So the short E sound is in the middle of the word bell. Bell. After that, I have the word left. Left. Then I have the word shelf. Shelf. Now, I want to talk about the word wealth. Sometimes the short E sound comes in different forms. Sometimes it can only be letter E, as you see here, but some other times it's a combination of 2 letters. Some other times it's more than 2 letters, okay? So as you can see here in the word wealth, I'm saying even though I have 2 letters, E and A, which are sometimes they make the sound E, okay? But other times, like now, they make the short E sound, like wealth. If you can think of more words with a short E sound, but they come as E and A, please write them on a paper. I will give you an example. For example, bear. Bear. How do we write bear? B-E-A-R. E and A, they have the sound like short E sound. Bear. Now, if you have other words, please write them on a paper and then you can share them with me during our Zoom session. The last word is the word step. Step. Now, moving on to short I. Short I sound I. Short I is the sound you hear when you say the word insect. Insect. Igloo. Igloo. See? Not there's a difference. This is I. For example, I have the word grim. Grim. After that, I have the word mill. Mill. And the last one is the word hint. Hint. Now, moving on to short O sound. Short O sound, just like the sound you hear in octopus. Octopus. October. Okay? It's not it's It's the middle sound you hear in fox. Do we say fox? No. Fox. Box. Okay, so this is short A sound. For example, I have here plot. Plot. After that, I have duck. Duck. Next, blot. Blot. Odd. Odd. And the last word is the word pond. Pond. Now the last vowel we have in our list is the vowel U. Now letter U is easy. Short U sound, like up, up, umbrella, so you say up. What are the words that we have in our list? I have the word some, so you can hear the short U sound in the middle of the word some. After that, I have the word plum, plum. Next, I have the word bluff, bluff. Next, I have the word crunch, crunch. So these are our spelling words with short vowel sounds. Now we have also more sounds. For example, I have short I. Remember I, it's the sound, it makes the sound I, like insect, right? Sometimes short I comes when we have U and I together. For example, I have the word build, build, see, build. We have also short I with letter Y. For example, gym, gym. Now I have challenging words at the end. I have the word heavy and the word shovel. So these are the words that you need to practice writing, okay? Like ask your mom or your brother or sister, or maybe you have a private tutor. Ask them to dictate you these words. Like for example, you get a pencil and a paper, and then by heart, without looking, they will say the word, and then you have to write it on the paper and check if it's right or wrong later on. Now it's time to practice exercises about these words. We're going to use them in sentences, so now we can learn their meanings as well. Now it's time to use these words. As you can see, you have words on the left and words on the right. You have this box of words and this box of words. Okay, so let's start. Let's read them. Left, band, duck, bluff, bell. On the side I have cash, gym, plum, mill, crunch. Write the spelling word that best completes each sentence. Sentence number 1. She is the drum player in a what? Now this one's easy. Drum is a musical instrument. So what do we call a group of people who play musical instruments? We call them a band. Excellent. Number 2. Did you tell the truth, or was that a what? Now there's a word in this list that means a lie. A lie. So which one? It's the word bluff. I don't know if you heard the word bluffing. Bluffing is just like lying. Number 3. I did not have enough what on me to pay for it. I'm just going to cross band and bluff. So now I do not have enough what on me to pay. So what do you use to pay? We usually use cash. The answer is cash. Number 4. He brought the ball to what class? Of course, it's PE, means gym. So this is gym class. Number 5. The car tires were what? The can on the street. The car tires will what do to the can on the street? I think the answer is crunch. And I'm right. Number 6. I did not know that flour was made at this what? At this mill. So a mill is used to make flour. Number 7. My favorite fruit is the, now which one of the words that are left is the name of a fruit? It's the word plum. Number 8. This what chimes at noon every day? This bell, it makes the sound, okay? Chiming sound. Number 9, we got on the boat from the what? Where do boats usually park? We call it dock. Dock. So we got on the boat from the dock. And the last one, he left his eyeglasses at home today. That's the end of the question. Let's move on. That was our lecture. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm sorry if I took a long time to finish it, but this is very important. In case you didn't understand any of the skills that have been covered in this lecture or in this video, please do repeat it again. And if you still cannot understand, I'm available and you can call me and I will find a way to help you understand them. Thank you, be safe, and see you next week.